too late?
India is taking further many actions to avoid the climate change. Like India is working in various parts. Like India has signed the Paris Agreement in 2015 to control the climate change, and it is further working in like various fields like renewable energy resources that empowers the India's future and financing the transition and sustainable mobility. Like now you are saying that many electric vehicles are being planted or are being made through Make in India project or coming from various sources to avoid the climate change and make the climate sustained and good in India. The project is going on under Ganga Jal Shakti Abhiyan to get the pure water, to get the clean water, as we are facing a scarcity of water.
Okay, and see, India is basically dependent on agriculture. Okay, so do you think these problems will lead to the livelihoods of people who depend on agriculture?
Yes, definitely. Droughts, floods always affects the agricultural part, and it's very major problem that India is facing today. But very soon, many programs are coming up, many research is going on, many project is coming up to avoid that agricultural losses that caused with the flood.
And what about the climate refugees?
Sorry, I have not done that to research.
Thank you.
It is a permanent member of United Nations, and it also proudly states that China is working strongly and believes that cutting down of carbon emission is going on in the country as a whole. And by 2020, my country is promised to cut down the carbon emission and to be a carbon neutral country.
But if it's like that, then can you please explain, according to the report, why does it say that in 2022, China released around 9.9 billion metric tons of CO2, again making it by far the world's largest polluter, Nadia?
China is the world's largest manufacturer of goods and services. It transports its product to each and every country. So you cannot cut down in 1 second or
to individuals who may be victims of discriminatory practices based on set of prohibited grounds. So don't you think those indigenous people that Canada is forcibly persecuting, harassing, they don't fall under this sections of Constitution, or can you explain that?
Yes, everyone in Canada here equal. There is no discrimination based on group or certain people. We have equal rights. We provide rights for individual peoples also. Like we have right to land, we have right to self-government. To comment more on that the Canadian government act to evacuate or to discriminate indigenous people in Canada, that is not right. I don't have any comment on that, since Canada we are very neutral to each and every.
I would like to say, and on that regards, if a government or a police or a public servant finds something like which is involved in drugs activities, then the government is eager to take a severe punishment or regulations against that very particular person. So, about it, though there has been the situation which you have stated, but the government is also, or the state is also trying its best level in order to reduce those inequalities by framing some legal sanctions or imposing some penalties on violations of those particular.
Precisely same Article 14. But the current scenario shows something different else. For example, the chaotic atmosphere of how the indigenous people of Manipur are living there in a tribal community, that is the Meitei community, is still dependent on the status of ST in order to protect their land and identity. So, why the government of India is so negligent about the issue and dependent on strict arm measures instead of providing them solutions and giving them the guarantee, the right that they are safe in their own motherland?
Like all of us, we know that in Manipur the chaos is going on, and if I will take you to the history, like Manipur, at first it was a princely state and it was under British. And later on it became unitary, I think in the year 1945. And later in the year 1972 it became a free state. And after that only there is a two tribe.